Hello, I am Valerie Aiello, and you are listening to Idea Diary. How's it going, people? Internet friends? I'm not sure what to say, what to call listeners. I don't know. I feel like people name their listeners something cool. Yeah, so I'm back. I think we're definitely on episode 3. So it's kind of weird because I recorded the first one on the 1st, but I didn't upload it until after midnight. So it says it's the 2nd. So this is, I don't know. I think I'm going to have to double up some episodes or something so I can get on the show number to a corresponding day. But I guess that only matters for 30 days or 31, depending on the month. So I'm sure it'll even out or something, but yeah, it's really bugging me. So let me see. I've got some notes of topics to discuss today. So it's July in Texas, in Austin, and I've hit that point where basically you take a shower and then you try to get ready, and your hair, it takes forever for your hair to dry. And if it does, once you start getting ready, you start getting hot again, and then you feel sweaty instantly. And I haven't been outside today. Well, I guess I have. It's a kind of not too hot outside. It's just that getting ready process it's really hot, and you don't want to blast your AC because it's $1 million, and try to conserve energy and all that stuff. But anyway, yeah, it's pretty hot. So yesterday I kind of bragged about how Mercury retrograde doesn't affect me, and I've never even noticed it before, and that came back to haunt me. The AC went out, and magically this one guy had the part that we needed, and it was really cheap, and he was really nice, and he dropped by and delivered the part before he went to his out-of-town 4th of July stuff, and it was really nice, and that got replaced really fast. So we're really only out of AC, I guess not even a full 24 hours. So wasn't so bad, but it still kind of made me laugh at myself that I said that I never noticed things go wrong. And then when the AC was out, I went to turn on the light, and the light bulb was out. And my computer or my camera it's recording and it's uploading. I just have to, for some reason, it's not connecting correctly to the way it normally works. You connect your camera to your computer and you turn it on and you just push upload, and it goes into your little photo area that saves your videos and photos before you use them. Well, anyway, that's not working, so I had to get another laptop, take out the card, save it to something else, bring it back in, do this whole rigmarole, which is a weird word, but you know what I'm saying. So yeah, so that happened. So I don't think I'm gonna brag about not being affected for Mercury retrograde anymore. What else? I'm testing out different websites, and I did test out, let me just double check. Yeah, so Big Cartel. There's something called Big Commerce and Big Cartel. They're different. So I tested out the Big Cartel free version, where you can upload 5 products for free. And that was pretty interesting. I was just checking it out because I'm working on another e-commerce type of project. So I wanted to see what these guys had to offer. And it is pretty cool considering it's free. It's kind of in that same realm of when Wix and Weebly and all those type of sites happened where you could host your website for free. It just it had their company name and the URL. You couldn't do a custom URL. So this is sort of a similar thing, and you can't upload a lot of images, but there is a lot of ways to make it unique, and I believe you can, if you upload an image, it has to be hosted somewhere else online. I'm sure I'm not explaining this well at all. However, yeah, it is pretty, if you don't want to pay for a website and you have 5 items or less to sell, I would say it's kind of an interesting, it's definitely something to test out and see if you like it. And I connected long ago, a couple years ago, I don't know if it was 2 or 3, I had a Shopify, and I was using the Printful and the Guten and those type of printing on demand companies that do the whole, you can upload your artwork to a t-shirt or a hat or a poster, and you can connect it to your e-commerce store like Shopify or Big Cartel or a handful of them. And basically someone can order from your website. It immediately, the order goes from your website into your Printful account, prints what they ordered, ships it to them, and basically during that process, once they give you money, the Printful gets charged from your account. You pay for it, you don't have to do any work. It's kind of just like a seamless process. And then it ships, and you keep whatever price the item costs for Printful to print and ship. You just up the price $5 or $10 or whatever it is you want to jack up the price at, and you keep the remainder of the money, the difference. So it's pretty, obviously it's not easy to get someone to come to your Shopify or to your website to buy something. But it's basically free product if you know how to design and you can make your own artwork and you don't have to pay for files. It's basically a business model where it's like free artwork or free products once you have the artwork. And you just pay for your hosting or whatever site you've got. And then, it prints, it ships. You don't have to there's no upfront cost. So somebody orders it, it gets made, it gets shipped. Now I'm sure tons and tons of issues with returns and items that are printed funky, because with print on demand stuff, although it's a great idea, it's so much less waste. There's a higher chance that something's going to get messed up, and that can annoy somebody. And if they really want it, maybe they'll wait for a corrected product, but if they don't, they might just cancel the deal altogether and move on to something else. My point is why I'm talking about this. So I'm trying something new, because I've done the Shopify version of doing that. So now what I'm going to do is kind of make a Printful account of all my products. And I'm going to get all my files ready. So say if I have 100 design concepts, I'm going to get out that all ready and save it inside of Printful, and then connect to whatever website that I want to connect it to. So it can connect to Etsy. It can connect to Big Cartel. I guess I think I just had that open. I'm really curious on the other platforms. Because I do use Amazon merch. I have an Amazon merch account. You can apply for it. And you start with 10 items. And then as you sell, you have about 90 days for your artwork and your t-shirt to stay on Amazon's website. And Amazon does the printing and the shipping. And it's a much easier return process and much less stress, or less, I guess you would say, less. I feel like people returning stuff on Amazon is just a lot easier of a process, and people are a lot more understanding rather than just some random little website that they found. But when you're an Amazon merch seller, you get 90 days to put up 10 items, so 10 t-shirts. Once the things don't sell on Amazon merch, they take it off the website. But then a new spot opens for you to put new artwork. So I've just slowly, kind of for fun, I feel like this could be a big little, not a big source of revenue, but it could be like a little chunk of revenue maybe in the future once you've have 1,000, 2,000 designs that kind of sell consistently. It might be an extra $500 a month or an extra $1,000 a month in 5 or 10 years. So I'm just kind of slowly putting up shirt designs up there to see if something hits. And if I get a winner, then it's kind of like a design casino, if that makes any sense to anybody besides myself. It's just kind of a fun way to try out random things, random products to sell. So anyway, the designs that no one buys and gets rejected, I just have this kind of pile of files. My new strategy is I'm going to put that file onto Printful and just load it into something else. I don't really want to do Etsy because I don't want to, with Etsy, there are shoppers there and people that love Etsy, but I don't want to, I think it's 10 cents or 20 cents or something, I don't want to pay 20 cents times 1,000 every 3 months. I don't feel like that defeats the purpose of figuring out this, kind of letting things kind of sit on the internet, and maybe they'll sell, maybe they won't. I'd rather pay the $15 on a Utopia Mall or $30 on Shopify and just have unlimited products listed. But there's, I don't know, there's like a million different ways to figure out the best way to save money when you have 10,000 products that you want online, and you just got to find the cheapest way to host everything and to make it happen. So, it's an interesting thing. So Printful, the e-commerce platforms they connect to are things like Shopify, Etsy, WooCommerce, Wix, Squarespace, Webflow, Ecwid, BigCommerce, Weebly, Amazon, Big Cartel, Wish. That seems interesting. Magento. I don't know. It goes on and on and on. Gumroad, 3D Cart. They have their own little API. So, yeah, I don't know. It just seems interesting. And I forgot to put a timer on. So, you know what? Let me see. Just had a thought. So I'm in GarageBand and I'm recording my audio in GarageBand. And so I was wondering if maybe there's a timer inside that as it's going, but there isn't. So I'm just going to set a little stopwatch. So I think I've been talking for 5 minutes at least. So when it hits 10, I'm going to wrap it up. I feel like this was kind of rambly with some small amounts of gems of information out of my brain, but I don't know how. I'm not a teacher. I probably would be the worst teacher in the whole world. So I don't know exactly how to just organize thoughts in a way that will be helpful to you. So please just stick with me through the rambly bits of this podcast process. I'm really working hard to try and make this valuable in some way. Okay, so talked about that. I do have something weird to talk about, but I don't know how to say it, so I'm not going to talk about that. Something that happened on LinkedIn, like a message situation, and it was really freaky, but kind of cool. So, but I'm going to have to think about that and how that's going to work. I don't know if you can hear the fireworks. There's a lot of fireworks going off. The sun just set, so I'm trying to film this, and then I'm going to go outside to see what I can see. I don't know if I told you that I've always meditated here and there, because that's what they say, billionaires meditate every day. I don't meditate like a normal person. I don't just clear my mind. I meditate I go into my own imagination. So, but I am committing to 30 minutes to an hour a day of meditating from now until the rest of the year. So I've done it. I started, I guess, this week, and it's been pretty easy. I've been starting. Today I started 15 minutes in the morning, and then I felt like I was not bored, but I was just itching to get up and work. So I did 15 minutes in the morning and then 15 minutes at night. So I don't know if that counts, but for the most part, I've been able to stop what I'm doing for a full 30 minutes and just sit and put on some music or put on a guided meditation or just kind of relax a minute. I have to have music on because I feel like that takes me out of reality. And there are specific records that I use. So if anyone wants to know some meditation stuff that I meditate to, just let me know. It's not normal. I don't do the new age normal meditation music. I use rock music or jazz. It helps with the imagination part. When I do calm music, I just feel it irritates me. It's too forced, and it doesn't make me feel like me. So I don't use that type of music currently. So, I've been doing the meditation thing. I've decided I need a new word for the word MacGyver. I feel like I use the word MacGyver not too much, but it's just the translation to what the word MacGyver means is so perfect, but it doesn't really make any sense. And I feel like it's one of those things that only people that grew up in the 80s know what it really means. Maybe there's some 90s people that kind of get it, that the people 10 years older from them use the word MacGyver as a verb, but I got to find a new word. So a new word that is a kind of, you figure out a crazy way to do something. The thing that the million ways that it takes to get to point A to point B, that moment in between of how people figure out their own little magical way to do something. So if anyone out there has any advice for me to find a new word to replace MacGyver in my vocabulary, that would be amazing. I'm on the search for that. What else? I guess that kind of reminds me of the term jack of all trades, master of none. There is a woman named Alexis Brooks that has a YouTube channel. She's kind of, I would say, something similar to what you might listen to on Coast to Coast. So it's a little bit, I hate the word woo-woo, but I feel like it's not really that. It's more just discussing sort of, it's not necessarily aliens and astrological signs, but it's just that kind of deeper thinking that a lot of, I feel like I know and a lot of other people know and talk about. There's something deeper underlying this, like the quantum physics of our existence. Are we in 5D? Do we live in the Matrix? I have no idea. Like, all the possibilities of what could be actually happening while we're awake and we're conscious. Like, Alexis Brooks kind of talks about stuff like that. So one of her shows recently, she had mentioned the jack of all trades, master of none thing. So, which is true. And I'm trying to figure out, what do I call myself? I don't know everything, but I am professional. I have professional skills in 10 different things. I'm not the best in the world at all 10 things. And I wouldn't say I'm a master. Yeah, there's something with just, at least you're at a professional level. You're not saying you're a master. You're a professional level of these multiple traits or techniques or qualities that you can do, trades and stuff like that. I feel like there's got to be a positive way to say that. There's a word called multi-hyphenate, which is normally used for entertainment industry when you would say, I'm a writer, director, actor, dancer, singer, when you can do everything pretty well. That they used to call that a multi-hyphenate, or probably still do, but so I'm trying to think, what's the multi-hyphenate in the business world, where you're a designer, video editor, brander, marketing, social media, publicity, somebody that can kind of do a multiple amount of things. What is a professional, nice way to say jack of all trades? Because it's not really a good thing to be. But at the same time, if you can do a lot of things, how do you communicate that? So I've been thinking about that. And also, another thing I've been trying to figure out is what to inspire people. Because there are a lot of people that want to do 100 things. And it is great to focus and to pick one, achieve it, move on to the next one, achieve it, move on to the next one. But sometimes your goals and your things that you want out of life, you've got to practice it for 10 years before you even get good enough to be anywhere near a professional level, not even a master level. So, like with painting, for example, I make paintings. These are a couple of my paintings. But I do know it's gonna be 2 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years before I'm actually in the position to sell a painting for $1,000 or $5,000. So I guess I wouldn't call myself a painter, but I'm working towards that being a revenue stream a valuable revenue stream. But it's also something that I don't necessarily have to be, I'm not stressed out over the fact that I can't make money off painting right now. You know, if it's that I make money off painting in my 60s or my 70s or my 80s, I'm kind of cool with that, because, you know, it happening at all is probably amazing. So I'm trying to figure out what is a professional way, in a positive way, to say, I'm trying to achieve 10 things right now. And usually when you tell people that, you sound a little crazy, you know, and you sound wishy-washy, or you sound like you're not really focused, and, you know, all those things that people think about artistic people sometimes. But yeah, so trying to find some positive words for jack of all trades and a person with multiple goals that are currently working on all of them at the same time, even at different degrees of work. You know, if you're in a band, you might practice once a week, and you might practice every day for an hour. There's different levels of how much you can practice, still enjoy what you're doing, and still be professional. So, you know, I'm just working on that. Let me check the time. And okay, I think we've hit the show limit. So I'm going to wrap it up. And thank you very much for listening today. I don't know how to end a show yet, so I'm just going to play some music.